everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
Totem Pole Sports. We are here for Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. You got your Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we have Coach Troy Taylor in the building from D.C., baby.
I'm way out in D.C. at Howard's homecoming. Blanking something. I got pounds down in Georgetown. I got half of Virginia locked down. They know about me in D.C., the DMV, southeast to northeast, and look who it is.
MK's in the building.
It is MK. And what do we have for MK?
MK is in the house.
We have her entrance.
MK is in the house. MK is in the house. MK is in the house.
I'm in the car with Crystal Ball.
The man from Seoul.
The man from Seoul.
Driving. He got to make sure that he drive his son back safely and Coach Troy Taylor safely back home to Richmond, Virginia. Tell us how D.C. is. I know y'all got some good food up in there that y'all not going to bring me back. How was that food in D.C.?
You missed a special one. Special.
Tell them what we ate.
I had to turn down pig's feet and chitlins today. It hurts my soul. But right. we had the best steak and cheese I ever had in my life, and it was in DC. And I had a gyro with real lamb on it, and some of the biggest chicken wings I've ever seen in my life.
Man.
And what's it called? Mamba sauce.
Did you ever get some?
I did. There's some in my bag.
Wow, so you went back over to the restaurant and got the Mamba sauce?
No, before we left out, I asked her for a couple more.
Wow. Lambo, do you know anything about the Mamba sauce? If you know anything about the DMV's Mamba sauce, and I just want to say thank you. Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, thank you for showing the low man on the totem pole love. I was standing outside of Dolphin, Fried Fish and Chicken, and the Soul Food Restaurant, and I heard someone say, "Hey, Coach Taylor." And it was my friend from Furman, the D-line coach. Then I went into Subway because he had to use the restroom. I was waiting for Paul, and my friend had to buy 2 cookies in order to use the restroom in the Subway. And somebody said, "Hey, Coach Taylor." And it was my friend Brandon Isaiah that played at UVA, and he's the head coach at Albemarle. And what live stream are you watching, Ethan? Ethan's watching a live stream.
No, I'm watching YouTube.
You're watching the YouTube?
Yeah.
Man, live streamers. Did you ever think that your dad would be a live streamer?
Nah.
The quarterback from Thomasdale says that he never knew his dad was going to be a live streamer. But DC, I ran into some dudes. They ran up on me at the 7-Eleven. Said, "Hey, Coach." I said, "Hey, man, how do you know me?" And he said, "I know you from the camp." And I said, "Where are you from?" He said, "Blue." And I said, "Do you know Olu?" And the one guy said yes. The young kid said no. But the 2 guys in the car said yes. And they were smiling just like you, Lambo, shaking their head. I said, "Get Olu the ball and get out the way." Paul, what do you think of DC?
You didn't tell them the most significant thing that happened to you today.
What was that?
A big offensive tackle said what to you?
Big offensive tackle.
He said what to you?
Sophomore, a big kid who's a sophomore. I offered him a scholarship. My mom watches your podcast. I said, "What?" And the kid told me his mom watches our podcast, Lambo. I said, "We're going to be live streaming the NBA game." Yes. Wow. So we are known in D.C. Totem Pole Nation is bigger than just Route 10 and Enon.
Wow.
and Matoka. We are expanding into the nation's capital.
Wow.
Even
We are blessed.
Joe
We
Biden
are blessed.
knows about totem pole. And Joe
We are
Biden doesn't even
blessed.
know what day of the week it is. But he knows totem pole.
We are blessed.
We are
We
blessed.
are blessed. We're
Crystal
blessed.
ball Paul.
We're
Look
blessed.
at that. Look at show him the Capitol. Show him the Capitol. Look at that. That's where you're going to be one day, Lambo. Lambo to the Capitol.
1,000 feet.
Lambo will be a senator in that Capitol one day. He'll probably be the president. He'll be the president. And me, I'll probably be holding a sign down here somewhere in Northeast DC. We'll work for food.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We'll take care of you, Coach.
You'll take care of me.
We'll
I
take care of
appreciate that. Comments. MK.
MK.
How was everyone's day today, Paul? You can tell her how your day was going. My award ceremony went well. That doesn't matter as much as me going to my old school for their ceremony, and I got to see my old teachers and friends. It was great. MK, what award did you win? Please put that in the comments. Paul, would you like to tell MK how your day went?
Day was awesome.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto New York Avenue North.
Food, good football, and met some good coaches and just good people all around. Good kids too, by the way. Most important thing. Met a lot of good kids today. That love football, and that's really important.
They love it. Can you turn the game on where we can listen to it in this car, Paul? Has the game started yet, Lambo?
Yes, Dallas is up 10-6. Luka Dončić got the ball going down the court. We'll see if the Mavericks going to close out Game 5 in Minnesota. Luka Dončić with the step back 2 and hits it from mid-range. Luka Dončić is a very, very dangerous dude. Now, Kyrie is 14-1 in closeout games, but, hey, who wants it more? That's what it's going to come down to. Who really wants it more?
Okay, so Paul said that Minnesota would win tonight, right, Paul?
Correct.
Okay, and I'm sticking with the Mavericks. Who are you going with tonight, Lambo?
Sticking with the Timberwolves.
And Ethan Medley, who are you going with tonight?
The Mavericks.
Ethan Medley is going with the Mavericks.
Mm.
The award for MK was the best player, and I think I forgot it was in the morning. That's okay. MK.
I'm proud of you, MK. Very, very, very proud of you.
Very proud of you.
Very proud of you. You came a long way. Very proud of you. You continue to grow, and don't let anybody else tell you what you can't do, because you can do anything that you put your mind into.
Amen. The best player on the basketball team, MK? Paul's asking. MK said, "Thank you, Lambo. I can feel the love tonight." Can you feel the love
Good
tonight? No for band. MK got the best player in the band. What instrument do you play? Paul, how do you feel about MK being in the band?
Thank you for being in the band, because there's one person in this car doesn't appreciate the pageantry of the band and high school football, and he was a head football coach. So I love the band. I'm a big band guy. I sit next to the band when I go to our high school game.
I like bands, but I like the HBCU bands. I don't like the bands. Remember when we went to Cosby and they played Roxanne? Why don't you put out the red light? Yes.
You mean to tell me you don't like the Bird Fight song?
Oh, I like the Bird Fight song.
Luka Dončić has 12 to 16 Mavericks points already. He's 100% right now. He's on fire right now. Come on, Rudy Gobert. You're supposed to go like Jokic. And Luka, what are you doing?
He plays the percussion.
The mismatch in today's game, and not today's game, the mismatch in this series right now is Rudy Gobert needs to take advantage of Luka Dončić trying to guard him.
Hey, I want
to get Luka Dončić in foul trouble.
I want to shout somebody out watching this. He just texted me. And that is Chris Wilkerson from Sideline Design. Chris Wilkerson from Sideline Design, the guy that believed in Totem Pole Nation and believed in the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast. Yes. And we are so excited that he is watching tonight. And if you're a high school or college coach and you are not using Sideline Design, you're being left behind. If you're not using Sideline Design, you're being left behind.
Out. Left out.
Yeah.
Luka Dončić took a very deep three-pointer. That is kind of odd. He took a Steph Curry range three-pointer.
Thanks for all you do. Happy Military Appreciation Month. And from all of us.
Why are you
score, Lambo?
16-12. Oh, he knows 16-10. He missed a layup. He got 7 minutes left of this game. Alley-oop. He missed the alley-oop. Kyrie for 3.
All these kids asking me, is the offer committable? Yes, it's committable. Well, I wouldn't commit to anything until you knew how much money they're giving you, because a D2 offer is $1 amount. So yeah, you can commit.
In 1,000 feet, turn left on
But
I-395
dude, that whole deal about is it a committable offer, that's D1. And man, I had a kid that signed Division I in February, and they're not even letting him in the school. And he got all A's and B's this year. So yeah, it's committable. You can sign and they can still not let you in.
So that means they're using you. They're using you for a body. They're using you to try to get in student debt.
Yeah. Want to know, is it a committable offer? Yeah, you can commit, you can sign. That still don't mean you're going there.
Yep.
If they find somebody they like better, they'll say, oh, sorry, you can't get into school. What a hustle, man.
That's tough. 16-10, Dallas is up by 6. Things got a little bit chippy early in the game between Rudy Gobert and Derek Lively. It got real chippy.
Express service.
A little trash talking, a little bit going back and forth.
Available as well. Call today and take it.
Coach Taylor, do you still believe in the Mavericks?
Dude, I ain't got no choice. I got to believe in the Mavericks. I mean, I picked them 2 months ago to win the finals.
You got to believe. So, Coach, you still believe, Coach? You still believe?
I still believe. I got to believe. I ain't got nothing else to believe in. I love Anthony Edwards. I got all kinds of Anthony Edwards rookie cards. But I took a shot in the dark. I took a shot in the dark, and I picked the Mavericks to win it. So, Paul, should I back down now for my Mavericks pick?
I didn't ask you to back down. I was asked the question. I didn't ask you to back down.
Yeah, I'm not accusing you of anything, Lambo. I'm just asking Paul. Paul, should I change my pick?
No. What was he saying?
He said, do I still believe in the Mavericks?
Yeah, that's ride it out. Ride or die.
Yeah, ride or die, man. I mean, I took a shot. I took a shot in the dark on the Dallas Mavericks when no one believed in me. But I believed in you, Kyrie. We're going to go back. If they make it to the finals, I think we need to go back and find the first day that I said they're going to win it all. And then we need to send that to Kyrie and to Mark Cuban and to Luka and say, this guy right here, Stephen A. Smith said, nobody believed the Mavs would make it that far. Well, we have evidence. We have evidence.
We have evidence. We do. And the evidence starts from the man from Seoul and Coach Troy Taylor. For believing.
The man from Seoul didn't even believe it, did you? The man from Seoul.
Believe what?
You didn't believe it at the time when I said the Mavs were going to win it. Remember, because you said the Mavs, you weren't impressed when you watched them. Because Luka doesn't play defense.
I was okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I just think they defensively they would get there.
Is Lively playing today?
Yes. He's
Wow,
available for
Lively's
game
playing.
5.
That's going to help them.
He's available for game 5. Him and Rudy Gobert just got at it right now. It's on commercial break.
And what's the score, Lambo?
16-10. Dallas is up by 6.
Paul, if you had to pick between the cheesesteak and the gyro, which one would you pick?
I'm not.
I'll take the gyro if I was there.
You would take the gyro from
The
dolphin fried chicken and dolphin fish.
The reason why I would take the gyro is because I've already been to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia has very good cheesesteaks.
Paul said that dolphin fried chicken and fried fish in Washington, D.C. cheesesteak was a game changer. MK said, I almost blurted something out thinking I was on call. Wow. That's because you're a part of the team, MK. And who are you cheering for, MK?
Why are you doing that? Just why?
What's happening, Lambo? Because we ain't got the game on. We can't watch it.
It ain't nothing happening right now, but I mean, it's just Kyle Anderson just almost made a dumb pass. I just don't understand. Luka's taking up the court right now.
MK has the Mavs.
They're setting up their offense.
What
Yeah, Luka Dončić in the post.
What channel is the game on? ESPN?
TNT.
TNT.
And I was there one. And that was with the and one. Luka doing too much. Like, he in the post with Kyle Anderson. Like, make your move. Don't just sit there and try to dribble, and then you got it poked out. Don't just sit there. Like, make your move. When you get in the post, and when you're playing basketball, and when you get in the post, make your move. Don't sit there for 5 seconds thinking about what move I'm gonna make. Like, come on now, let's go. This free throw by Ant Edwards. Kyrie got the ball up. Luka just missed a easy layup. Don't know why. If the Dallas Mavericks just sag off Kyle Anderson because he can't shoot. Mike Conley hit a 3-pointer. Dallas is up by 4. Look at Kyrie, that mid-range. Oh, my God. That mid-range for Kyrie is so sick, man. The split the double team.
What's the score, Lambo?
Got 18-15. Dallas up 3. Come on, Rudy Gobert, you're the defensive player of the year.
I find out.
Luka Dončić.
How did Rudy Gobert get the defensive player of the year?
Dude, I don't think he deserved defensive player of the year. Did you see? Look, the reason why I say that because there's guys like Dort. Paul knows him. Dort from OKC that guards the best defender. There's certain players like him that guards the best players on each team, but the stats don't show for it. But they don't want to give them credit for it. They don't.
Yeah. I can believe that.
That's what they do. It's tied at 18. Oh, Luka Dončić to Derek Lively. See, that alley-oop is it's just so sick, man. Like,
who threw it, Luka?
Yep.
Yeah, Luka had a sick alley-oop the other night when I was watching the game with my dad. I'm going to text my dad and let him know the game's on. It's on TNT because my dad was watching.
Come on, Rudy Gobert. You got the matchup, but you missing a putback shot. Like, come on now. I'm starting to have a feeling you're a fraud. Oh, that's a bad shot by Mike Conley. I'm going to take a corner 3-pointer, and then P.J. Washington's wide open.
MK said because you have at least to be 13 to be on live stream. You know I'm 13. So, MK, I don't think you could be on our live stream until you're 21 or 18. Bald Coach, love the shirt, Lambo. Hi, MK. What award did you win? She got the Player of the Year in the band. She's in the percussion. Congratulations. Very proud of you. That's what Coach Bald said.
Coach Bald in the house. Coach
Coach
Bald in the
Bald,
house.
will you be back tomorrow for life lessons?
Woo! Luka Dončić with that step back mid range. Dallas is up by 6. Luka's only missed 2 shots so far. Carl Anthony Towns getting double teamed in the post. No, that was a foul call. Michael K says, is it on True TV? 2, I think we're all watching on TNT. I'm watching it on TNT. Oh, you might can watch it on True TV too. You might can. I'm just watching that on TNT. But I like the I like Charles Barkley, Shaq, and Ernie or whatever, but I don't listen to them. But you know, I just pick a random station.
This November in the Caribbean.
Your wife being
You got XL?
Commander's cheerleader that you might wind up in Washington.
I was asking Paul if he had XM.
Nas Reed got the ball.
FM.
Nas Reed is an open layup. Come on, Roddy. Oh. Let's go. Luka got the ball.
It's probably the channel that the sports junkies are on. Let me look it up. Washington, D.C.
Woo! Oh, my goodness. Dallas is on a 9-0 run.
All right, 106.7.
Dallas is on a 9-0 run. Luka Dončić with a deep 3-point shot.
FM.
Pick and roll, Rudy Gobert. Kyle Anderson. Come on, Kyle Anderson can't shoot that. Oh, Lord, they're missing it.
All right, it could be on 980 AM or 850.
Luka's going to do it. Pick and roll. Luka again. Oh, Luka Dončić.
No. 850 or 790.
Timeout, Dallas. Luka already has 20 points in the first quarter. He's going off.
20 points in the first quarter?
He's going off. He hit a logo
790
shot. He hit a logo 3-point shot and hit a regular 3-point shot. Dallas is up 30-18. Man. Woo! Luka Dončić is going to take this thing home. That's what Coach Taylor said. Luka's
got 20 in the first quarter.
20 in the first quarter.
Michael K. MK
From the
says,
logo.
why do I have to be 16 to join the live stream? You have to be 18 to be on our live stream because you have to be an adult to be on Totem Pole. Michael K says, from the logo. Madness said, Mavs on fire. Michael K said, Jordan numbers. 20 in the first quarter.
Man, I think as of right now in the first quarter, I think that the Mavericks really want it. They want it more than the Timberwolves. It's about the winning factor. You preach this, coach. You preach this every time. It's not about who has the talent. It's not about who has the best players. Who wants it more? Who wants it more?
Yeah.
Who's gonna dig down deep and get that dog?
What about on your phone? Do you have sports radio on your phone? Like on an app or something?
You gotta dig deep.
Yeah.
You always gotta be able to dig deep. Find something inside of you and dig deep.
Paul is doing
Minnesota's not
everything
doing that
he
right now.
can. 18, but I thought I was a part of the team. You are a part of the team, MK. You just have to be 18 to be on a live stream with Totem Pole. You're a very important part of the team.
We just got to make sure that when you turn 18, we parents' permission, all that other stuff, parental, whatever. You know how you watch movies, you gotta have that parental stuff to ignore the cuss words and all that stuff, something like that. We just want to make sure that we get proper permission without, getting what's it called, Troy? Getting arrested.
You're totally right. Madness.
What you laughing about, Madness? Madness said my parents won't care.
Yeah, that's just
we just
pole.
want MK, you are a great part of Totem Pole Nation. I'm gonna tell you, this is coming from me, it's coming from Coach Taylor, it's coming from the man from Soul. You are an important part of Totem Pole. You keep supporting, you keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. We just want to save ourselves. We're trying to save ourselves.
Yeah,
that's
it. Got to be 18.
Got to be 18. Got to be 18. You got 5 more years.
Don't rush it.
What did the man from Soul tell you? Enjoy being a kid. Enjoy being a kid. Because when you got bills, when you got a regular job, you got bills to pay for, being a kid is over. So enjoy being a kid, MK. Enjoy being a kid.
Don't be like Lambo. Lambo got into, how long have you been working, Lambo? Since you were 15.
I was 15 years old. Well, I wanted to work
Lambo
at 15.
Has
what do you mean?
In the working world. He's been in the workforce for.
I wanted to work, though. That's different. I kind of wanted to work.
And if you had to do it, if you wanted to work, I know you wanted to work, but if you could do it over again, would you have wanted to be a kid for as long as possible?
No, because the reason why I say that is because my parents made me earn everything. So I won't go keep asking them for money. I wanted to see what it was like to get my own paycheck. I wanted to see what it was like to buy my own stuff. So I mean, I couldn't ask them. They had to teach me. Like I learned how to pay my own phone bill when I was 15 years old. So it's those life lessons. Like I don't wish. I don't
if you
wish
had to give MK the advice, what would you say today to MK? To be a what?
Still be a kid, but at the end of the day, also learn how to take responsibility. Like it's okay to have your own stuff. If you want to work, I don't know what state you from, Indiana or whoever, Ohio, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, as far as you don't have to rush and work, at 16 or whatever.
Amen.
You don't have to rush
and work. Once you get to be 18, Lambo will hire you at Raising Cane's.
I'm not gonna be
Coach Taylor, what are you changing the oil? We can't see you. Madness. I'm on the way back from DC. Howard homecoming. Blanket something. I'm way down in Georgetown. I got pounds down in Georgetown. I got half of Virginia locked down.
MK, don't listen.
I'm not trying to rush adulthood, childhood, and stuff. I just want to be up there on there with you guys.
Be patient. Be patient. See, it's the
Your
pattern.
Time is coming.
Follow the pattern. There's a reason why the man from Soul and Coach Taylor met each other at a Walmart at 5:30 in the morning. It's called be patient. It's called that things not only happen to you, they happen for you. That's the only reason. They happen for you. And the same thing with me, randomly coming up the bird trying to get players from rec ball. It just randomly happened.
Paul's going to give everybody some advice right here. From all of his years of wisdom and being an officer, a commissioned officer in the United States military, the Army, I'm going to let Paul give everybody some advice, okay? Because he is Crystal Ball Paul, the man from Seattle. Give everybody some advice, Crystal Ball Paul.
Okay.
Settle everybody down.
It's hard to avoid the easy left, But the right thing to do is take the right. Okay? The easy left is easy. The hard right is, hard.
In 2 miles,
That means,
take the exit on the left, but
again,
I-95 express lane
you
south.
have to let the process play its course. Meaning sometimes that means it includes your age. Okay? Rules are put in place for a reason. They're to follow. So we shall do that.
Yes. And what did you learn today from going to the camp? We tried to call Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher didn't answer my phone call. What did you learn today, Paul, from our trip to Washington, D.C.?
I learned a lot of things. I learned about Bill Walsh and playing the quarterback position in the car. I learned more about Jim McNally and Coach Bateman. There's a lot of stuff that happened today, man.
Yeah, what a wonderful day. What a great opportunity. And to my guys from Blue that I saw in the 7-Eleven parking lot, I love you guys. Y'all are the best. We listen to Go-Go. We listen to Go-Go when we're in the DMV. We love the district. And yes, I'm still a Commanders fan. After all these years, I will admit it. I'm still a Commanders fan. I can't lose the love. Even though they didn't love me, I loved them first. I gave them my heart. MK, I don't want to wait 5 years and be in college and be on there. I want to be there and talk like in chat. I have to pick my words and say what I want to say.
MK.
Amen.
Amen. MK is what Paul said. Slow down. Because look at this. I like that you're passionate, but when you rush something, when you rush the process or rush the journey, you're not gonna like what you're doing. You're not gonna like it. That's what the man from Soul is basically saying. Enjoy not having any responsibility right now.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Hey, Lambo, what's the score?
Dallas is up 35-19 at the end of the first quarter. Luka Dončić, I think, has 23 points in the first quarter. Yes.
Lambo, Coach Ball said check your phone. Hold on.
Check my phone about what? Check my phone. What?
Everything about the game has changed.
What is it? A text message or what?
Yeah, man. It's a text message. You got it. We're all good, man. We're moving on, and we're just happy. We're happy to have MK on here. We're happy to have Totem Pole Nation. We're happy for it to be one game away from the NBA Finals, and hopefully tonight is the last game of this series, and we can start focusing on the NBA Finals. What's the score, Lambo?
You got the end of the first quarter. You're at 35-19. 35-19. Dallas is up. We'll see if Minnesota wants to come back and have that fight. But I don't know. Is Edwards going to pull out that dog in him? Because it does not look good right now. It does not look good right now.
Is Anthony Edwards, how many shots has he taken? Man. Washington, D.C. Are we in D.C. or are we in Virginia now? We're in Virginia. We're back in Virginia. We're back home in the old Dominion state. What is the state bird of Virginia? Lambo.
Yes.
What is What is the state bird of Virginia?
The state bird. Say it again.
Yes.
State bird of Virginia.
Yes, the state bird. What type of bird is the state bird of Virginia?
I might be wrong. I'm not gonna lie.
That's okay. It's okay to be wrong.
Is it an eagle or no?
Is it an eagle? That's a good guess. Crystal ball Paul, Ethan, do either of you know what the state bird of Virginia is? Ethan, do you know? Ethan says the cardinal. Is that correct, Paul? That is correct. So an eagle is a good guess. What is the score of the game, Lambo?
Same score, 35-19. Start of the second quarter. Jason Kidd is about to talk adjustments. Jason Kidd, ladies and gentlemen, is a great coach.
Jason Kidd is a great coach.
He's a great coach. Jason Kidd knows how to make adjustments. He knows how to make adjustments. The Dallas Mavericks did the right thing by signing him to a long-term deal so that he doesn't go to the Lakers.
Man, Paul, do you think Jason Kidd would have ever gone to the Lakers?
No.
Paul says no.
Only because he's too smart to do that. He knows.
Kyrie Irving with that fadeaway jumper.
Hey, put that speaker thing on. I bet you I could probably pick up on your voice. Man, this is cool.
Here's the problem right now. Minnesota hasn't scored a field goal in like 7 minutes.
Michael K says, I hope for the quality of the NBA Finals, Dallas ends tonight. I don't want to see Dallas dog-tired heading into this. I'm happy for Minnesota that they didn't get swept. It shows grit. Thank you, Michael K.
Oh, my goodness. The Dallas Mavericks center just hit a three-point shot. Number 42. I don't know his last name in a second. He just hit a three-point shot.
Wow. They're on fire. It's like NBA Jam.
It's the first time. It's the first time the Timberwolves scored in 7 minutes.
What is Big Cat Williams doing?
Nothing.
My son said that Big Cat was the spiciest player in the NBA. What does that mean?
Spiciest?
Yeah, the spiciest.
Kids' definition nowadays is a little bit different when they talk about spicy. I don't know what that means, to be honest. You might have to ask what spicy means.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what it means either.
Dallas is up 42-21. Up 20 points. The Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves they just look lost. And Edwards is not in the game right now. I feel like they got the matchups. They don't know what to do with the matchups. And
42-21?
22. So Mike Collins is at the free throw line right now.
Yeah, 42-21.
I don't know what's wrong with the Timberwolves. They're just not making. They got the pick and rolls. They're just not making the shots. Like they're just missing shots.
They came out on fire. They came out on fire the other night.
Minnesota coming out flat. They're real flat right now. Real flat.
They don't want it.
Look at Kyrie moving. Kyrie putting somebody in the post. With foul call. Kyrie is being sent to the free throw line.
I'm looking up here.
Kyrie Irving is at the free throw line right now.
My phone's on 3.
3 with the charger on. $20-point game. Dallas is up 43-23. Dallas Mavericks are playing very great defense. I think me and Paul did underestimate their defense earlier in the series, or like earlier in the playoff series.
Paul, did you
against other
underestimate
teams.
their defense?
At the
Paul said he
beginning.
did not underestimate their defense.
At the beginning, they're not as good as they were now. Now the defense now is efficient, as I would say. The Dallas Mavericks are right now, they're attacking the rim. Minnesota Timberwolves, are they going to make the adjustments? Because they still look lost to this day. Jaden McDaniels already has 3 fouls. So if you got one of your best core players, three point and somewhat defense, got 3 fouls in the second quarter, that's not good. That is the most ugly shot from Kyle Anderson. A step back, a turnaround step back. Oh my goodness. That man can't shoot. Set that pick and roll. If I'm Dallas, set that pick and roll. Set that pick and roll. There you go. Whoa! Kyrie got a good finish. Man, Kyrie's probably one of the top finishers in the NBA. Oh my goodness. And that was breaking ankles now. And that was just breaking ankles. Look at that ball move from Dallas. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. Dallas had great ball movement. Great ball movement. Man. It's still a 20-point game between Dallas and Minnesota. Dallas is up 46-26. Karl-Anthony Towns got the bucket. Karl-Anthony Towns got the bucket. Minnesota is not shooting well at all. Dallas is shooting at least 75% in the second quarter so far. The Minnesota is not shooting well. Not in the second quarter, excuse me, in total. In total, they're not shooting well. You know, Kyle Anderson ain't going to shoot. Turnover. Karl-Anthony Towns got a bucket. 18-point game. Dallas is up by 5. He split the feet before the dive from the corner. It's a travel every time. Keep your pivot foot down, kids. Yes, Michael Kidd. Go ahead and teach him. Go ahead and teach him. Go ahead and teach him. When you make that pass, you got to put that pivot foot. That pivot foot got to stay down. You got to keep that pivot foot down. Pivot foot got to be kept down. Dallas is up by 19 right now, 49-30. It's almost going to be a 20-point game right here. Nope. Dallas missed the free throw. Dallas missed the free throw. You got 7 minutes left in this game. Woo! Karl Anthony Towns right now is at the free throw line. Dallas is up by 18 right now. Is Minnesota going to come back, or is Dallas going to keep that scoring momentum going with that pick and roll? This game right here is going to come down to really miss free throws. It's going to come down to free throws. There's so much you can do out of the triple threat. Anything you can imagine. My go-to move, I'll explain. Whenever I got the ball, I turn right pivot foot to the face the basket. I'll call up my, you know what. Come on, Dallas. Don't let Minnesota back in the game now. And that was missed that shot. Why is Minnesota trapping so high? Good steal by Dallas. Oh, no. Minnesota got it back. Nice read. And that works. Nope. Luka Dončić pushing that pace. Dallas wide open for 3. Boom.
Mic check. Can you hear us?
Yes. 20-point game. Dallas is up by 20. Is Edwards going to take over? Move the ball.
That's the one you're on. Yeah. You just mute yours. Then we can all hear them.
Let's go. Luka got to push that now. Push that, Luka. They double teaming you. It's going to be open. Somebody's going to be open. Oh, Lord. He got it. PJ Washington got his shot blocked. Defender with the wave dating him. I step left around him, twist my hips, and like a rubber band, spin him back to the right, blocking him with my left arm down to hostile defender, free path to the hoop. Well, Dallas should keep doing what they're doing. Get to the rack. Get to the rack and create fouls. They're up by 18. Keep doing the same thing. Minnesota can't stop it, and Minnesota's not making their shots. That's what it should do. Anything that you're doing, don't go away from it unless the other team makes adjustments on it. That's how you play basketball. You don't play checkers, you play chess.
What's the score now, Lambo?
You got 52-34. 52-34, Dallas up by 18 points.
There we go. Good.
We're on commercial break right now.
Dallas is up 18 points. How many minutes left?
You got like 7 till halftime.
7 minutes to halftime.
Yep.
How many points does Luka have?
I'll look, but I mean, I don't really care about stats right now for Luka Dončić. I'm just trying to look up how Minnesota's going to do.
Quarter.
I mean, I care once they win the game, but like, I'm trying to see how Minnesota doing all this talking about they're going to make something happen, and Minnesota looks flat. Like they hadn't figured out what Dallas is going to do. But it's what Paul said. Jason Kidd is a good coach. He knows how to make adjustments. I wish the Boston Celtics had Jason Kidd and not Joe Mazzulla. Dude, if my Celtics somehow win a championship this year, it ain't gonna be because of Joe Mazzulla. It'll be because of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and all the other core players. We're not gonna give Joe Mazzulla any credit. We're gonna give Brad Stevens credit.
And what if you lose? He can hear me.
I'm blaming on the players. I'm blaming on everybody. I'm blaming on everybody.
Lose, you got to blame on the coach.
Yeah, and where do you go next if you lose?
That's a great question, Paul. I do not have an answer for you on that one. I don't. I'm 100% honest. I don't have an answer for that. I just don't. I wish we can get back like another email but I don't think so.
I got to run yours. You're the only one that's on there.
No, but if you ran StreamYard, all we need to do is talk anyway. Okay, we're good.
Lambo, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. The game is still on commercial, so I can hear y'all.
So Lambo,
yes.
Back to work tomorrow?
I work 9 to 3, and then I got my playoff game at 7:30. And then
that's great. Where y'all playing at?
River City. And then we win in advance. We play another game at 8:15, and then we win the second game. We play next week at Stratton Park for the semifinal and the championship. And then if we win semifinal and championship, we got a chance to go to Florida.
Another one of those leads.
And Edwards only got 10 points right now, but Dallas is still up 52-36. Got 5 minutes left. And, of course, offensive foul on Daniel Gafford on that screen. That's a terrible call. What? Chris Finch, the head coach of the Timberwolves, he still somewhat tore his Achilles or whatnot after Mike Conley ran him over. Infield insights. We love Totem Pole. Yes. Totem Pole Nation all day, every day. We appreciate you, Infield Insights, for being tuned in to this live stream at Game 5. There's a possibility where the Mavericks could go to the finals against the Boston Celtics. That's what Paul and Troy wants. Get this game over with and go to the finals. So we start talking about the finals, or can the Minnesota Timberwolves make adjustments in the second half and force a Game 6 in Dallas? That's a dumb foul by Anderson. Just a dumb foul. Why are you aiming at the man's arm? Go for the ball. JK in the comments. Is Cat trash? I wouldn't say he's trash. He's just not. He's not playing up to expectations, I would say. I'm not gonna say he's trash. You can go on the list. You can go on the list of putting trash people that are in the NBA. I don't want to go be disrespectful say he's trash because I'm not in the NBA and he is. but he's not playing up to expectations, is what I would tell you. He's not playing up to expectations. That is the most respectful answer I can give you. Minnesota got the ball. You got 4 minutes left till halftime. Good Lord, Nas Reed's three just didn't hit the rim. My God. Kyrie making a move. PJ Washington for three. Why is Minnesota not guarding the other side? Oh, my God. Why is Minnesota not guarding the backside three-point shot? Leaving PJ Washington open. Luka Dončić played defense. He stole the ball. Luka Dončić actually played defense. Oh, my goodness. Luka Dončić actually played defense. That is crazy. That Luka Dončić actually stole the ball from somebody. Man. Luka Dončić has the potential of playing defense, but he's about to become the next James Harden. Look, Kyrie Irving is an efficient shooter. If you're wide open, like if you're wide open in mid-range from the side and you're shooting a shot off the backboard, it's not even a swish. Off the backboard. Like this, you know how to play basketball if that's the case. 20-point game still. Dallas up 58-38. Is Kyrie better than Ant Edwards? Right now he is. I mean, Ant Edwards has great talent, but I'm not going to put a player that's only been in the league for, 4 or 5 years over Kyrie, who's been in the league for, 10, 12 years, just based off experience. Like, I feel like Kyrie and Ant Edwards are different players, though. Like, I know Karl Anthony Towns ain't taking a three-point shot. Kyrie has a higher basketball IQ because he has more experience. Well, that's my point to the question that Infield Insights just asked me. Is Kyrie better than Ant Edwards? Well, that's kind of your answer right there. Kyrie right now is better than Ant Edwards. Yeah. Comparing apples and oranges. Is Ant better than Luka Dončić? Yes. Defensively.
No.
Defensively. Luka, no. I say Luka was the best player 2 years ago. I say Ant is better defensively, not offensively. That's where I would go. I still think Luka is a better player than Ant Edwards, but if you're talking defense, I trust Ant Edwards to play defense better than Luka Dončić. So Ant Edwards, listen to me, Ant Edwards defensively, but offensively, Luka Dončić. Because I said 2 years ago when I started Totem Pole Nation that Luka Dončić was one of the best players in the NBA. And I'm sticking to that too. Ant Edwards defensively, Luka Dončić offensively, but between Ant and Luka, I'm taking Luka Dončić. Ant Edwards has a long way to go. Or 2-3 more years to go. And I'm not being disrespectful, but this Minnesota Timberwolves team, even if they lose tonight or lose in game 6 or whatever, don't break this team up. All you need is a couple more pieces and you'll be where you at. You're going to be where you at in the Western Conference next year. Just get the fit a couple pieces in, you'll be fine. Nobody expected Minnesota to go to the Western Conference Finals. Did all these experts and sports analysts pick Minnesota to go to the Western Conference Finals? No. I did, but not in the beginning of the season. Not in the beginning of the season. I picked them when they played Denver, but not in the beginning of the season. Nobody in America picked the Minnesota Timberwolves at the beginning of the season. I was talking about starting of October. Nobody picked the Minnesota Timberwolves to go to the Western Conference Finals. Everybody was talking about Denver and the Lakers probably again, but who cares? Ant Edwards should be compared to his contemporaries like LaMelo Ball. No. I gotta disagree with you. Love the Azol. I gotta disagree with you on that one. Or guys like John Morant. No. Don't compare no Ant Edwards to no. I gotta disagree with you right there. Don't compare Ant Edwards to LaMelo Ball or John Morant. No. They may be somewhat box office, but Ant Edwards is more box office than LaMelo Ball and John Morant. LaVar Ball and whoever had his time. I'm not even going into that right now. I'm not. But Ant Edwards is about to be box office, or he somewhat already is box office. But not LaMelo Ball and John Morant. John Morant had a chance to be box office, but he want to be the next NBA youngboy. He want to be a basketball player and a gangster. You can't do both. He already lost his 40. He lost a max deal already and lost a $40 million deal for what, Powerade or some drink company, Prime or whoever. He already lost his deal. He want to be a gangster. That's why he was suspended for 25 games this year. If you're going to be the face of the NBA, you can't be a gangster. Stop. I appreciate the comments, but stop. And that was going to be compared to LaMelo Ball or John Morant. No, sir. I see with Edwards, Michael K. I see with Edwards, we just want to work on that ball handling over the summer. Come up with a couple counter moves to split the double team. He's going to do that, if I had to guess. And Edwards just needs patience. That's it. He already has the talent. But when it comes to Ant Edwards, let's stop comparing him to Michael Jordan. Let's just stop the Michael Jordan comparisons because he hasn't won a championship yet. So let's stop comparing Ant Edwards to Michael Jordan. Let's stop that. Let's stop those comparisons. Stop. Let Ant Edwards play. Let Ant Edwards develop and then go from there. Comparing him to Michael Jordan is just literally insane. Like, it's literally insane. Give Ant Edwards time. I promise you. Give the man time, you'll be all right. Do the Minnesota Timberwolves want to play right now? Luka Dončić has 5 points in the second half with 25 in total. Dallas is up 64-38. Lord, is Minnesota just going to tap out? Oh, man, Minnesota going to tap out. If Minnesota don't make a comeback, I promise you, I will cut this game off in the third quarter. This is embarrassing. Do the Minnesota Timberwolves actually want this game? There's a reason why you're down over 3. You can't figure the Dallas Mavericks out. I'm saying LaMelo and John have the same opportunity in blue. I agree with you, but I mean they have roughly the same years in the league. They blew it. Ant surpassed them. You know why Ant surpassed them? The Minnesota Timberwolves are a better team than the Grizzlies and the Hornets. It's not really about Ant Edwards, LaMelo, and John Morant. It's that supporting cast. Who's your bench? Who is your coach? What is the culture like? That's what it's about. Don't make it about individual players talking about LaMelo, Ja, and Edwards. They're on 3 different teams. The Minnesota Timberwolves are a better team than the Hornets and the Grizzlies right now. The Hornets hadn't won anything in a while. I'm just being honest with you. If you go to free agency in the NBA, let's say the season is over. I don't care who wins the championship. If the Mavericks win it or the Celtics win the championship, are you going to sit up there and tell me that anybody that's a free agent, let's say Troy Taylor is a free agent or the man from Soul is a free agent, are you going to go to Charlotte as a free agent? There's plenty of other places you want to go except Charlotte. I'm just being honest. Do you want to go to Charlotte as a free agent? Do you want to go to Charlotte? Do you want to go to Memphis? Or do you want to go to Minnesota? I'm just being honest. What's the option here? What's the option here? Sacramento Kings are a property franchise to and handle a franchise player than the Pacers. Sacramento Kings are a little better. Sacramento Kings, they struggle, but they'll be fine. If their players can stay healthy, they'll be fine. I think Malik Monk is going to get a new contract. Either Malik Monk or De'Aaron Fox, one of those two are going to get a new contract anyway. They'll be fine. These franchises are dysfunctional. You are right. That's my point. That's why it's hard to compare Edwards and LaMelo Ball and John Morant because they're all on 3 different franchises. And it's about the core players that you have. That's what it's about. If you don't have a bench, what you going to do? You going to be like the Phoenix Suns? Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. No bench. You fired the coach after year 1. What does that solve? I'm just trying to help y'all. Dallas is up 29 points. Dallas is up 69-40. Do the Minnesota Timberwolves want it or not? We will figure this out at the end of halftime. What adjustments need to be made? You put John Morant on the Spurs and Pop is whooping his ass. John Morant on the who? John Morant on the Spurs? No. The Spurs need, if John Morant was on the Spurs, they need more than John Morant and Wemby. And if I'm correct, I think they're about to trade Keldon Johnson, a former Kentucky player. They're about to trade him. He about to be a free agent or somebody. The Spurs don't really have a roster. You need more than that. Let's just be honest. You're going to need more than that. Halda Tama, how are you doing today? I am doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you doing yourself? How are you doing yourself? Kobe or MJ? Well, since you're a fan of Totem Pole Nation, I'm going to give you MJ. I'll take Michael Jordan over Kobe Bryant. I'm good. That is great. That is great to hear. The quote of the day from MK. The quote of the day from MK. When you go through a negative situation, don't think about it. Make it a positive. I agree. Love the Azel says Kobe versus MJ is like comparing the iPhone 1 to an iPhone 15. What? Who actually said that? Kobe versus MJ is like comparing an iPhone 1 to an iPhone 15. That's disrespectful. But it's the truth. Kobe is probably the two best. No. I don't even, let's be honest. If you say Kobe's the two best, I don't even think Kobe is the third best Laker of all time because there's arguments to be made between Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem and then Kobe and then Magic Johnson as well. So there's arguments to be really made if we're going to dig deep and be honest with ourselves. LeBron versus MJ is like iPhone 15 versus iPhone 1. No. I'm not going to talk about LeBron and MJ. I think talking about LeBron and MJ is a waste of time. Kobe was supposed to be better than MJ, gave him the blueprint. MJ was the mentor. Okay? I believe that he was the mentor. But nobody's better than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player to ever touch the basketball. And that's the end. I'm not going to go through it. I get tired of trying to go through these debates of it. Like I said, you make a valid point of him being a mentor, supposed to be, but let's be honest. Of what happens, supposed to be this, supposed to be that. Let's just be real and let's be honest. Michael Jordan is the greatest player to ever touch the basketball, and that's the end. That's the end of the story. LeBron is like MJ's 3-year-old adopted cousin. Well, damn. I didn't even think of it like that. Damn, that's just disrespectful. Paul, based off what I've been saying, I know you've been driving. Based off what I've been saying, do you think the Minnesota Timberwolves tapped out?
No, I feel like they got caught up, but by the adjustments of Jason Kidd. I mean, those guys went back to the drawing board, and they stuck to their plan, and they just went and revised their plan a little bit, and he's done that the entire playoffs. Every game, especially after game one, once they feel the other team out, then they attack the weak spots. They pick and roll. They leave shooters open that they know are not going to shoot at a high percentage. They really have. Yeah, like you said earlier, they're playing chess and Minnesota's playing checkers, and that's what the Celtics are going to have to deal with. And I hope they're ready for that because they're not going to see the same Mavericks team night in and night out.
No, I agree with you. So while the game, Paul, is still being at halftime, the 3-point percentage right now is not working for Minnesota. Only shooting 34%, while the Dallas Mavericks shooting 61%. It's not looking good. Minnesota is trying to shoot too many threes when they already have the size over Dallas. Like why are you trying to shoot all those threes when you have Rudy Gobert and Cat? You have more size than Dallas. Why are you not taking it to the paint more? Why are you only 2 for 12 for the 3-point line? And then when you look at it as well, I mean the points in the paint are pretty much even, but you're just missing shots. Like why is everybody, Paul, trying to be Golden State, just shoot threes and get you back in the game? It's not working. Minnesota has the size. That's how Minnesota's able to beat Phoenix. Size. Why don't you use what worked in the first round? I understand Paul is a different team, but it's like you have Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, and you said the same thing. If Minnesota were to, play the Celtics in the finals, we would have problems too. Because it's like they have a 7'2" guy and a 7-foot guy. How do you guard that?
And again, offensively, it just comes down to like again, offensively, it's chess play at its best. Offensively, they figured out ways to get to their spots, and defensively, they figured out ways to get Minnesota off of their spots.
Yep.
And they do not look like the same team that they looked like in previous series because they are actually being game planned against. Each and every player on the Timberwolves are being moved away from where they want the ball, where they like the ball.
Yep, I agree. So do you think, Paul, coming into the second half, do you think that Dallas will be able to close out Game 5, and then after tonight, we can finally talk about next Thursday's game, the Dallas Mavericks versus the Boston Celtics? Do you think that the Mavericks will be able to close it out tonight?
I think so. I think that you'll get a little bit of fight from the Timberwolves, but again, the Mavericks have the blueprint. Again, it went off its course, but you saw no concern from the players at the post game press conferences. It's just like Kyrie said, he apologized for the fans for losing at home, but sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes the other team makes shots, and when their other teams making shots, they're going to stay in games. And if you don't make shots, they can get one from you. But yeah, this is they will use their blueprint to close out this game. The Timberwolves will give them a little fight, but in the end, we'll move on to the NBA Finals and have several days to talk about it.
I can't wait because I think this brings an interesting storyline between Kyrie being back in Boston and Luka and Paul. What happens? I wouldn't say what happens, but since Kyrie, when Kyrie makes the finals, are we gonna stop hearing excuses about Kyrie's success of why he didn't make it? Because he's making it without LeBron. He doesn't need LeBron. He has Luka and they're the top two duos in the NBA right now.
I think you should stop talking about him because one, as I thought when he moved from the Celtics to Brooklyn and then he got moved again, and I just thought, this might be the end of the significant version of Kyrie Irving. However, and it's just coming into it, I didn't think those two could play together. But that's where Kyrie's wisdom showed, and he knew I have to learn how to play with him more than he has to learn how to play with me because I'm the one who's got the NBA mileage to know I've got to be the one that steps up and works with this, or this will be the end for me. And you give me a great player, I'm going to do my best to make not only both of us shine, but the entire team shine. And again, like Kyrie said, he said at the press conference, they're still a work in progress. They're still figuring out each other. I mean, they haven't been playing together that long. And, Kyrie went through, some minor injuries. So their time on the court together has not been there. But as this series, I hope that the masses have seen that they're starting to gel. And they're starting to figure out when and where each of them should insert themselves into games.
I agree. So Paul, basically you're saying that as of right now, and we can't predict the future, but as of right now, Kyrie's doing better without LeBron. Like he's gotten out of that LeBron shadow of, hey, I'm gonna get some of that credit now. Now, whoever wins between Boston and the Mavericks, the credit doesn't really matter unless, it does matter, but doesn't matter to, the people that don't really watch basketball. But Kyrie winning by himself, that proves something that he doesn't need LeBron. Am I correct or wrong?
Well, I will say Kyrie Kyrie needed LeBron just like he needed Luka. But
Yep.
LeBron's the one who left Kyrie.
Yep.
And then, he had he stayed and just stayed instead of going to the Lakers, what would have been of the Cavaliers? We don't know, because they had a young star on the rise, and they had LeBron there to, shoulder a big load as he got of age. He continued to put down the minutes and put up the stats. But then he's left in Cleveland, a really messed up roster, messed up salary cap situation, and then he needed to find another place. The other two places didn't work out. And if you ask me before he went to Brooklyn, would Kyrie Irving play better with Luka Dončić or Kevin Durant? I would have said Kevin Durant all day, but it wasn't the right fit.
Right.
But somehow, some way, this is the right fit, and now everyone wants to talk about, oh, what a great fit, Luka, but it wasn't like that when he got there. They're like, this is not going to work. So,
and what you were saying, Paul, is not a great fit.
And I'm just as guilty of that as everybody else out there who are now saying it's a great fit. They're a dynamic duo, because no one was calling them a dynamic duo when he first got to Dallas. And I'll raise my hand and say I wasn't. I was like this. I just don't. If it didn't work with Durant, how's it going to work with Luka? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I do agree. And Paul, what you said about not working in Brooklyn, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden kind of like have, if you put them on a team, which are already on the team, they're different players. Now, I'm not saying different as far as like considerably different, but like James Harden can go inside and he can shoot, but it's like between those three guys, and it's kind of the same thing with the Phoenix Suns a little bit. They're one-on-one guys, right? So with Kyrie and Luka, you have Kyrie and Luka, and then you have a core group of guys. In Brooklyn, you had Kyrie, Harden, and KD that barely play with each other, but they had no defense. Like, am I missing something here?
Look, man, I still don't know how it all works. It's a beautiful thing to watch. I just don't know how. Again, and I think, like you just pointed out, like the three of them together is a bad mix. Maybe Kyrie with Durant would have just been better. I mean, but again, Luka's different than Durant. Luka, like you said, Luka gets in the paint. Luka's a triple double waiting to happen, because his assist volume is definitely is higher than Kevin Durant's. Kevin Durant's a bona fide scorer, and he's all world, Hall of Famer. But Luka is a very well rounded player that and he can rebound. We accuse him of not playing defense at times, but he still gets boards.
Yep. The second half's about to come back on. Jason Kidd right there making adjustments.
It just doesn't, how people affect the game is different. Luka's not a high flyer like Ant-Man.
Yep.
He can shoot threes. He's not the quickest or fastest guy in the league, but he just gets buckets, man. And he knows his spots on the floor, and he knows if he gets by his guy, And this is what one thing I have seen in this series is when Kyrie and Luka get 1 foot in the paint and the bigs have to commit, they just throw up lobs and they just get dunks, or they throw up a little runner and get twos because they're so adept at making those shots that close to the rim, those little runners. But it's half runners and half dunks. And there's nothing you can do because and you see Big Cat with his hands up looking at Rudy, like what can you do? You have to stop the guy with the ball, so you have to commit, and then they throw the ball over the top. That's what I've seen that blueprint a lot this series.
Yep.
And I just thought the bigs for the Timberwolves were going to completely dominate the Mavericks, but not when you have guys that can get in the lane and make you commit. You're either going to stay with your man and we'll hit a runner, or we're going to throw the ball over the top if you come to stop the ball. Troy was saying today, football hasn't changed.
Yep.
People run the same offenses, or they rerun the same offenses that they like. And it's the same thing of how you attack a defense and how defenses attack offense. It's just putting them in a position where they got to make a decision. And that's what I think Dallas has done this entire series.
Yeah.
Because if you don't stay in front of Kyrie and Luka, which is difficult because both are quality 3-point shooters, so you have to come up and get out on them on the perimeter, and they pump fake or they come off a pick and roll. And now, again, once they get one paint, you have to make a decision.
Yeah.
Are you going to come up and stop the ball, or are you going to lay back and let them hit a runner and stay with your man?
Yep.
Simple basketball. And both of them can get to the paint, and both of them can hit threes. And that makes them – you got to make a decision on the front end before you make a decision when they get in the paint. There's 2 decisions that have to be made. Are you going to get so close to him that they blow by you? And now if they do, they get the runner or the dunk. Or are you going to lay back and let him just shoot threes? Because they're going to hit him at a high clip if they don't have a hand in their face or people, guarding them closely. It's a very difficult team to stop, but it just like I said, I still can't believe what I'm watching sometimes, because I'm like, but they took them time to figure out the entire
game
dinner. They were building an airplane while in flight, meaning they were trying to figure it out, and regular season games were happening, and that's why they ended up where they were as a force, or this 5 seed or whatever, because they were trying to figure out who they were as the games were being played, and some people just ran them off the court because they couldn't. They were trying to figure out their blueprint, and they figured it out at the right time. And it's just so ironic that they did, is because guess what's the difference between the NBA regular season and the playoffs?
What is it?
In the playoffs, you see the same team with a day off for up to 7 games. That doesn't happen in the regular season. And you get to make adjustments against one team instead of tonight you're in Toronto, tomorrow you're in New York City, and then 2 nights later you're in Miami. You're trying to figure out what offense you're going to run and what best fits your team. That's what was happening with the Mavericks. It's not that they were a bad team that just caught fire. Now they're in a situation where they can make adjustments against the other team because there's no other team to play besides the team you're playing until you lose a series or win the series. And that changes the way, especially if you have good coaching. That changes the way that has immense difference. That has immense, makes an immense difference on the outcome. You have a coach and you could provide, and you could build a blueprint to beat a team, and you got 7 games to do it. I think it makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to build a ball club, especially if it's not a team that's been together forever. Because I expect the Mavericks to be a better looking team from the opening tip of next season's regular season.
It's 75-42. Dallas is up by 33. Is this game over, Paul?
It's over.
It's nothing. It's really nothing else left to be said. I guess we just sit there and watch. Maybe to the end of the third quarter. Should we just call the stream at the end of the third quarter, or what do you
We
think,
can.
Paul?
We can. We can let everybody get a nice night's sleep, and and build the drama for the NBA Finals. Because guess what? Whether they lose or win, we'll have something to talk about tomorrow.
Totem Pole
But
Sports?
I don't think there's no need to watch it.
I would watch the end of the third quarter, and then I would end this stream, and then I'll leave the studio at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah,
because
you get some rest too.
Yeah, because I don't want to. We've seen the reason why I want to do that. The man from Seoul. The reason why I want to do that is because we've seen 20-point leads. We've seen comebacks from 20-point games. Now I know they're down by 31 or 33 right now, but we've seen 20-point comebacks in the NBA. So I just want to make sure they actually lose before I end it.
No, you don't have to worry about that. Again, I mean, and when they do, there's 7 days to talk about the NBA Finals. By the time the finals get here, you'll be exhausted. You'll be exhausted hearing about it and talking about it. So you might as well save your energy.
All right.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Man, these teams, just imagine these teams in 7 days, everyone will be at full strength.
Yep.
We might see a little bit of rust game 1 from not having competition for so long. But I mean, it had to be done because the TV slots were filled.
Well, like you said about adjustments, though, you got 7 days to make adjustments.
Yeah, it again. The one thing that I will have to say is when I watch the Celtics, whether it's the regular season or the playoffs this year, they look like the same team every time they play.
Yeah,
and because they play in the Eastern Conference, they had far more talent than a lot of teams they played in the East. I don't think there was a lot of adjustments that had to be made. You know what I'm saying?
Nope, because they just went off talent. That's what I'm scared about. They just went off talent.
Yeah, they did. It did. So the Mavericks have been making adjustments the whole entire playoffs. Now they get 7 days to break down the Celtics, which is, it's less to break down than the Mavericks because literally it's get out on a break or in the half court, find the open 3-point shooter and shoot. It's there's not much to them, and I haven't seen them evolve or run half court sets. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's hanging out on the perimeter, and again, they are talented. I'm not going to take that away from them. Very talented team, and that's why they were where they were in the Eastern Conference.
I agree with you, Paul. I still think the
You
Celtics
know,
are going to win just because they're my team. But what the points that you said, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they lost just because, you know, you're talking about adjustments and you're talking about how the Celtics play the same. Like, you know, whether they lose game 2 or whatever, they play the same. There's nothing different about them, you know, and they don't have a
yeah,
coach. But Jason Kidd can make adjustments. So like you said, it's the same thing in the NFL. Everything comes out to adjustments. That's why we always appreciated Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, because they know how to make. They know how, especially Bill Belichick, because they know how to make adjustments. It's every
and
the
again,
game. The game is about adjustments.
yeah, and then when you look at this, I mean, and it's open for debate because it's opinionated. Okay, if I asked you if the Knicks, the Eastern Conference 2 seed, play in the West the entire season, where would they have? What would their seed be
In the Western Conference, like 5.
if they played? They would have been. You said 5, right?
In the Western Conference, yes, 5 or 6.
So what you're telling me is there's 4 teams right off the rip to you that are better than the Knicks in the West, but there's only one team better than the Knicks in the East. There's the imbalance that actually fed into the Celtics record
Yep,
because you play more Eastern Conference teams than Western Conference teams.
yep,
And you're telling me the Knicks wouldn't be the 2 seed in the West like they were in the East,
yep,
then that was the level of competition or lack thereof that the Celtics faced all season. And
yep.
that's the level of competition that the Dallas Mavericks played all season,
Mm.
you know? And what they say, iron sharpens iron.
Yes, iron sharpens iron. Yes,
That means the Mavericks had a lot more heavyweight games than the Knicks did.
yes,
And
they
that
did.
means Boston had less heavyweight games than the Mavericks did. And they were the what, 5 seed?
Yes, yes, that's
You see what
correct.
I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And, that plays a role.
Dallas is up 87-57. Totem Pole Nation, I want to thank you for all you fans that are tuning in. But this game is so ugly and so bad that we're going to end this game in the third quarter. We're going to end this stream in the third quarter because it's nothing to really watch here. Like, they're getting beat by 30. And Edwards
At
is
home.
at home. And Edwards is struggling. Dallas Mavericks are just having it their way right now. They're just having it their way. Like it's me, the man from Seoul, and Troy Taylor might as well just go to bed early after the third quarter, which is 6 minutes left in the third quarter, and then we're gonna end this because it's just I just feel like Minnesota just tapped out. Like you lose by 30 at home. Like come on now. Like what are we doing here?
And again, that's experience, as you said earlier. That's experience, and that's a young basketball team. But don't break it up.
No, I
Add a
wouldn't break
piece
it up.
here
They
and
they
there.
need they
You got
need
the
they
you
need
have the
like
pieces
one or two
there.
more pieces.
Well, again, like you said, great season, but they'll be a problem next year because again, these experiences was what build teams. I mean, Michael Jordan had to go through this.
Mm-hmm.
He had to go through losing and try to figure out how to beat the Celtics, losing, try to figure out how to beat the Pistons.
Yep.
Everybody goes through it. It's just how do you manage it, and what do you do to get yourself better as an individual so you
Yep.
can help the team collectively. I
Definitely.
mean, but some franchises don't think that way. They just like to make trades and then you bring in the wrong chemistry because I mean that team has good chemistry. It just has young players that needed to go through a playoff run and then have some success and then meet a team that just outfoxed them.
Yep. Outboxed them, like you said, Paul. Outboxed them, out physical them. They wanted it more. Dallas wanted it more. On the road, they wanted it more. It's the wanting factor. They wanted it more. Minnesota's a very young team. I don't want them to break up this team because then that. Paul, do you remember how many other teams had like good teams like the Timberwolves, just like in similar situations that really broke up the team, and there was like you thought this team was going to be just good, and then they really weren't good no more. If you remember correctly.
Say that again.
The team. So let's say the team like the Minnesota Timberwolves. You already got that core team. You already got the head coach, correct? And you, like you said, you're an inexperienced team that gets blown out like this. Do you remember any other teams in the past that were kind of like this, that kind of like broke up the team, and you thought going into that season they were going to be good, but they weren't good?
That's a good question. I have to. I'm going to put some mental energy behind it, thinking about that, because there. I know there's an example of. Oh, and again, this might not be the best example, but I just didn't like this. Okay, and I could be totally wrong.
Go ahead.
But when LeBron got to LA and they had, because they were bad and they had all of those first round picks to include Lonzo Ball, and I know he's gone through injuries, but you had Ingram and you had Hart, you had Kuzma, and you know they didn't give it a chance. And LeBron, I don't think he wanted to play with those guys. He just was like, I want this and I want that. And remember that? And then these guys go on to other places and you're like, oh, wow. Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah. Like
wow, he could have been, it could have been LeBron and all these young, it could have been LeBron and all these young horses, but that lasted 1 year. Remember LeBron used to sit on the end of the bench by himself because he's just like, I don't want to do this. And then that's when they traded away the farm to bring Anthony Davis there.
Yep.
You know, I mean, who knows if we didn't go through COVID and they really play games in other people's arenas, what would have happened that season? You know, I mean, but that was a team that, I mean, that was they drafted well. When they were bad, they drafted well.
Yep.
And that's where I was. I mean, and I hate to switch gears here, but that's why my motto in the NFL is you have to be bad before you're good. You have to be bad and get some top 10 picks a couple years or 3 years, and now you've got something. And I'll give you an example of that. The Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
When they got
to the Super Bowl, they went to the Super Bowl with what, the worst offensive line when they went to play the Rams. They had the worst offensive line.
because everyone said they made a bad decision by drafting Chase instead of an offensive tackle, but they went for explosion and they're like, we're going to coach up the offensive line. Well, you know what? They proved to the world it can be done. They beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game in Arrowhead.
Yep.
And they didn't get blown out in the Super Bowl. They had a chance to win the game. So and again, before Higgins, Burrow, and Chase, were the Bengals any good?
No.
That's how they got their quarterback. That's how they got Chase. That's how they got T. Higgins. They were picking in the top 10 of the draft 3 years in a row.
Yep.
You got to be bad before you're good. The Lakers were bad. They got all those first rounders. They bring in LeBron, and now he's got, give him a couple years, LeBron. You'll be running with these young guns, and they'll be still playing off of you. But just imagine if Ingram and Hart and Kuzma were with him now, and they're still young. And that's 3 more years of that they could have just added a piece here, there. to fill in the gaps, like just a rebounding center. I'm not saying a star.
Yep.
Because those guys would have became stars around LeBron.
Yeah.
Like they're doing now in other places.
Yep. You just want somebody that can contribute, that can be consistent.
He just wanted to get rid of all those guys and bring me in an all-star.
Yep.
And now if let's just say LeBron leaves and goes to Phoenix, what is left? Where are the Lakers going to make the playoffs next year with Anthony Davis and the rest of the guys? That's what I'm saying. The same thing happened in Cleveland when he left Cleveland and left Kyrie to go. Wait a minute.
Left Cleveland or left Miami?
No, yeah, well, the same thing happened to Cleveland when he left Cleveland and left Kyrie there.
Yeah.
But it was just it couldn't recover. The salary cap, they couldn't bring in anyone because they overpaid to bring players in to play with LeBron. And they were stuck. The only team that wasn't stuck like that was the Heat because Pat Riley wouldn't let LeBron run the franchise. And that's part of the reason he left. He couldn't pick the players like he did in LA and Cleveland.
I agree.
But I would say this.
Yes.
I'll steal a line from Troy Taylor. Nothing happens by accident.
No.
The reason I say that is, why did all of the Phoenix Suns news get out to the press? Hey, we're going to draft Bronny. Hey, we're going to try to get LeBron. If you're trying to do that, I wouldn't be talking about it out loud.
Because there's somebody.
But there's a reason they are.
It's money.
Because they want you to know.
It's about entertainment.
They want a center of attention. Either they're trying to get the Lakers' attention to say, "Hey, we're really serious about this," or are they on LeBron's team?
Yeah, they work for the same people.
Yes, they all work for the same people. Are they? Because James Jones, remember the GM for the Phoenix Suns played with who in Miami?
James Jones.
LeBron James. And James Jones could be like, hey, James Jones, I need a solid. I need you to turn up the pressure on the Lakers so they draft Bronny so we can stay here. Man, you don't know what these people are doing, man.
Yep.
He's already got Durant. Getting LeBron would be great. It'd be a bonus, but there's something else behind talking out loud about your plans. I think that's just very interesting. And again, nothing happens for accidentally. It's not like it slipped. No, they wanted it to slip. Yep. They wanted it out there. And then I started thinking of conspiracy theories like, oh my God, Phoenix is working for the Lakers. They're working for LeBron. They're turning up the heat. You just said you're going to draft Bronny in the first round. Oh my God, the Lakers like, LeBron's going to leave. We got to figure out a way to get Bronny in the first round. Dude, I'm telling you, something's not adding up.
Yep. All right. Totem pole sports. Dallas is up 95-69. We're just going to call it a night because, they found the Minnesota Timberwolves found a 3-point shooter, so they might have 100 points before the end of the third quarter. But this is it. We already know who's going to the finals. The Dallas Mavericks versus the Boston Celtics. They'll be going to the finals. Game 1 of the finals starts Thursday, June 6th at 8:30 Eastern time or 9 o'clock, whenever it starts. But this game is not worth watching. The Minnesota Timberwolves are making plenty of mistakes. It's not worth watching. The man from Seoul is here, Coach Taylor. They're driving back home from D.C. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Totem Pole Nation. I'm sorry, I would say on, but I'm not sorry. They're getting whooped by 30 at home. There's not really much to talk about anymore, right? Congratulations to the Minnesota Timberwolves for making it to the Western Conference Finals. Nobody's heard it to make it, but also congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks. Coach Troy Taylor believed in the process. We'll see if they can beat the Boston Celtics. We will figure that out in the next couple of weeks. But without further ado, Total Pole Nation, you are the best. You are number one. Y'all have a great night.